Good morning, loves. Happy vlog day. Tuesday for me, Friday for you. I'm so glad to get it right this week. Last week I was stumbling and rumbling, honey. Okay, hold on. Does it feel like we off center? Okay, there we go. So this week we're going to talk about but I love money. We're gonna talk about money. Because I am kind of through the part of my life where I just need to like vent and get things out of my chest because my day-to-day life is starting to get back more stabilized and centralized for me. I want to start to have conversations that I feel that are important to have in households and in our community, and I want them to live in my vlog space. It will still be a vlog because I'm going to share to you how these specific topics show up in my life. But this week is actually going to be a little bit more of an interactive week. This week, throughout my story and me talking to you about myself, I am going to ask you some questions that I would love for you guys to answer. I've been paying attention to my views. Y'all been watching my fucking vlog. Like one of my vlogs got like 20 views. So first of all, just thank y'all. Like thank you, whoever you are, wherever you might be in this world, that you take time to learn about me and my crazy life and what's going on in it. And I want to learn a little bit more about the people that watch me. So this week, I am going to be asking you guys some questions. I will type the questions in the description because I honestly don't know what they are. I'm going to just be telling you the story. And I'm like, oh, that's a great question to ask. Boom. But I re-listen to it because I rewatch it after I'm done. And then I'll write the questions down. Make sure they're in the description box so you can be able to answer them for me in the comments. Because I know I talk a lot. And I know after a while, you got to kind of zone in and out. You know what I mean? Listen to me while you're on your morning workout or something. First of all, y'all, let's get into these like sprinkles. I showed you guys these from last week. I actually meant to take this one out now that I'm sitting here talking to y'all about it. But I think I might keep it in. It's only this little bit of thread right here, and I feel like that's actually really cute. Like, I might even take some blue yarn and just go from there and make a cute little blue yarn section. We'll figure that out. But I've also added a few more sprinkles, and I use gray yarn this time instead of the blue, so you shouldn't be able to see this gray yarn. But here we are. We got us some seashells and some turtles. More turtles. Dangle, little seashells, little turtles. And so I'm happy with it. I'm gonna put some more sprinkles and bells and whistles in my hair as I acquire them. Like when I go on vacation, I'm gonna always be looking for something that I could put in my hair that is from that place that I went to. But anywho's, before we start talking about money, which is what we're talking about this week, I want to give myself a little bit of an observation. I've realized a few things about myself. First of all, I'm a spoiled brat. I think y'all already knew this, and I already knew this because I've already mentioned it before. But my spoiledness now, I'm starting to internally challenge it. Like, I'm starting to tell myself, like, that wasn't appropriate. You know, apologize for that. Do that. Specifically, recently, I lashed out on live, y'all. But I deleted the live and just apologized to my big sisters about it. But this past weekend, I went to go see my mother. As y'all know, because of what I've been vlogging about, I've been really restricted on how I move around because I haven't had a car. I haven't been able to move around. Plus, financially, it's just been hard. Like, you know, my sisters now, they done been on vacations. They done been partying. They've been kicking it. And I've sat here with y'all and told y'all I'm going fucking crazy because I can't do the things that they're doing because, you know, we were going through something at the time. And now that I see the light, right? And, you know, I got a car and I'm starting to get back on top of my grooming and I'm starting to feel like myself again, I realized that I kind of unrealistically just wanted things to just go back to normal. Everybody act normal. And the reason that is unrealistic is because, you know, I don't know. The reason that it's unrealistic is because I feel like that's so weird to just act like nothing happened, right? Like, it's okay to acknowledge the fact that I've been missing. And it's okay that the way my mother acknowledged it kind of made me feel away. So let's talk about it real quick and then we'll get into money. So I came over my mom's house this weekend after, I think I came over They haven't seen the car. So that's another thing. I got the car. Okay, so that's why I like to do my vlogs. I pay attention. I got my car February 14th. I got my car on Valentine's Day. My family just saw it this last weekend. So now I understand. Now I can understand, because even with a car, I'm busy. And the jokes are not, I want to make you feel bad because you're not around. The jokes are, I miss you and I love you and I'm glad that you're here. But when I came into my mom's house, she was like, oh God, y'all, let's take a picture of her. You know what I mean? We'll know when we're gonna never see her again. And my family laughed about it, but it wasn't funny to me because I've really been in this house struggling, missing them. And when I got back with them, I just kind of wanted the love. Like, I didn't even want them to be like, hey, I didn't want them to throw no party. Like, I didn't want them to acknowledge the fact that I hadn't been around. But it's hard to acknowledge the fact that you haven't been around when they probably know things and have jokes and things like that have developed that you don't know nothing about, that you haven't been around for. And so it's okay. Like, chill is kind of what I needed to say to myself. But before I could tell myself to chill, I had a blow up. I had a blow up on my live. Let me pause this. Hold on, y'all, because I need to turn it on so I can check the camera. I mean the time. 1 second. I'm back. I just needed the time right there so I can know what time I need to get clocked in. But anyways, and yesterday out of nowhere, it was damn near time to go on my live. Like, it was like the last 5 minutes of my live. And I was just like, y'all know what my mama did this weekend? And I just started snapping. Like, I was just like, y'all sit up here and try to praise my other sister. Like, I was going off. And I realized that, number one, my cycle was coming. So, women, you know what I mean? My cycle been fucking me up in my 30s. That's the first thing. Second thing that I recognize is I'm still unlearning a lot of people-pleasing tendencies. The burning desire to hear positive things about yourself, or you're going to flip out, or you're going to start acting out, is a form of people-pleasing, because you really want people to say nice things about you, and you don't even recognize the things that people are saying about you aren't mean, because you've only put it in your head that this is what I want to hear and this is how it needs to sound. And that is essentially who I was, and still kind of is. And I'm still working through it. Right? Calling myself out on it today, apologizing to my sister this morning. My older sister wasn't even in live. My other sister was. But I apologized to her this morning. And she don't even know what I'm apologizing to her for. But I'll tell her when I see her or whatever. But projecting your bullshit on other people while you're unlearning is not an excuse. However, I'm human. I got to give myself grace, right? I'm not going to beat myself up, but I'm going to fix it. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to have integrity. I gave you that story to say, as you are growing, you're going to be learning things about yourself. The things that you learn about yourself will make you start to call yourself out on your shit. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. If I could give us anything on this beautiful Tuesday, Friday for you, is to be gentle with yourself, because that is what I'm learning. And I'm learning to be more gentle with myself, and I'm realizing that, like, it's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Like, calm down. Calm down. That's my biggest feedback for myself, period. Calm down, girl. Because, baby, I be on 10. And I think I'm on 10 because I'm very passionate. I'm passionate about life. I'm passionate about my family. I'm passionate about the people that are in my life. But I also need to understand that, like, you don't have to always, you know what I mean? Like, I'm learning to chill, essentially, because I didn't expect to take 10 minutes to talk about this. But I'm learning to chill. I'm learning that I don't have to do everything, be everything, and everything that I do, no matter how good I feel about it, is not going to always get positive praise, and that's okay. That's okay. Calm down, girl. But that's not why we're here. I just wanted to give myself that feedback and give you guys a quick, like, emotional update for myself every week. I'm going to try to give y'all some type of emotional update for myself. More so for myself, but also for the people, like I said, who take their time. I'm sorry. And watch me. Around the house, things have improved tremendously. As I said last week, we are. I feel like now we're just kind of getting back to us. You know, we walking around the house flirting and I'm threatening to beat his ass because that's what you do. You love somebody, not in an actual way. I'm not violent at all, and I'm not gonna hit him. But yeah, life is good. Life is good, and I'm really grateful for that. This week we're gonna talk about money, and the reason that I wanted to talk about money this week is because I realized that money, ooh, child. Money almost, not really money itself, but the way in which people deal with, handle, or lack thereof money has ended friendships for me. We talked about this before. My last relationship before Gucci, I ended that because of the way he had me feeling about money. Like, this motherfucker didn't work. Well, he would do gig work here and there, but barely wanted to get up and work. Was out on the block, never came home with no money. I still had to buy marijuana. I still had to buy food. And I was staying in his mama house full of fucking people when I had my apartment on by myself. So I'm paying rent at an apartment that I don't live in. This man ain't helping me financially. And on top of him not helping me financially, now I'm starting to realize he low-key using me like a sugar mama. Me and my best friend really got into it over the car situation. We got into it over the car situation. That's money. Me and this man almost broke up. In and out of work. Fucking up the budget. That's money. And I am a person who I am, first of all, yelling, calm down. I am learning how to create strict boundaries in my life with my money, because money has always been something that gives me anxiety. And I think the reason that money gives me anxiety is because I've always seen a lot of it. My father he's dead. My father was a drug dealer. My sister's first boyfriend, which is my niece's father, so my brother-in-law, my very first brother-in-law, drug dealer. My mother is a hairstylist, but she doesn't work outside of a shop, so she's getting paid straight to consumer. So that's a lot of money. Her and my other two sisters did that. And as I grew up, I have been the hustle queen. So money has always been a part of my life. What I realized, though, is that money is not always a part of the lives of the people in my life. Or, like, even with my family. Money is a part of their life, but because money is a part of their life, they don't have what I consider to be a healthy relationship with it. And so, throughout my life, I have gone through things with people involving money that makes me realize that, like, I need to get more intentional about my relationship with money, because maybe if I had some different boundaries, if I had some different levels of communication and levels of maturity present within my life, certain situations would have gone a little different for me. I'm sorry, financially. As a little girl, I used to pay attention to certain things when it came to money. First thing I paid attention to when it came to money is my mother's up and down. And as you guys have learned throughout watching this vlog, and if this is your first vlog, I will kind of give you a little bit of information about my family, but go back and watch the videos. My mother is bipolar. Well, has been diagnosed with bipolar, and when you live with someone who has gone undiagnosed with something like bipolar syndrome, you think back to your life and you're like, oh, okay, that day where we didn't go to school and we stayed home and ate candy, or we hung out or whatever, that was probably a manic episode for her. Or if I come in the house and the whole house got new furniture in it, that was a manic episode for her. And I didn't recognize that. What I did recognize, though, is that I didn't like the way money made my mother react. not even in a positive or negative, well, sometimes negative and sometimes positive, but like I would pay attention to certain things. Like my mother makes hundreds of dollars. If my sisters are doing hair, $2,000s in a day. But then I used to watch her like stress out about like a bill that was about to be off. And I used to think to myself, like, what is she doing with that money? Like, girl, just go pay the bill. But I realized that like there were probably other things going on. You know what I mean? Like the money that she made that day was probably already gone. Or I pay attention to my family. My family is very much they gonna loan it out. They gonna give it out. They gonna take care of other people. I have such a loving family. I've spoken about this before. That they have kind of made me a tight purse. Not a flat one, bitch. But a tight purse. And I remember being like a teenager all the way up until about 25. And just like very, very much like y'all shouldn't do as much as y'all do for other people. And my mom has called me selfish because I have a lot of the qualities of my father. My mom has called me mean, and she's not wrong. I got an attitude problem. And listening to all of her feedback in my early teens in my late teens and early 20s made me be like, okay, I gotta do something different. At about 24, 25 was when the situation happened with my friend Larissa and my ex Joe. I co-signed cars, so I financed Joe's car and co-signed Larissa's car all in the same year. Both of those cars ended up in repossession. I'll be honest. Both of those situations made me regret feeling bad when my mother used to say things to me and call me selfish. Because when I decided to not be selfish, I got fucked over twice. Like even in this relationship, like I tell myself, like I'm not holding this against him. I just have to state the facts as the fact. Like even this weekend when my mom stated the facts as the facts, like bitch, you haven't been around. I got mad, making it feel like, oh, you trying to hold something against somebody. Like nah. Like even when it comes to other people, I gotta stop stopping myself from acknowledging the fact that things got hard in this relationship just because I'm like I don't want to beat him down. It's not beating nobody down if that's what happened. I don't get to rewrite history just because it makes somebody feel bad. I pray that me acknowledging the history of the situation makes the person realize they don't need to play with me like that no more. I let my guard down emotionally in this relationship, and I got fucked. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Everything that I have experienced in the last 10 years of my life has confirmed to me that I didn't need to change myself very much in this life. I didn't need to open up. I'm grateful that I did. Let me say this. So if you're a person who has kind of walked in a similar journey as me, don't choose not to open up. Because opening up did teach me lessons that I never would have learned behind my walls. So let me just say that. But financially, I should have remained a tight purse. I should have remained a tight purse because people who love you. But all people are people when it comes to this. When it comes to the love of money, I personally feel like you really can't trust anybody. I feel like you really can't trust anybody. And it's sad to say it like that, but you can't. Every display of art, every situation in life, most of these very real news stories, the Menendez brothers, so many things in life lead back to people snaking people for money. Here's our first question. What has money done for you or to you in your life? Has money done positive things for you? Or do you feel like money has done not so positive things to you? I'll answer that question for myself. I feel that money has done more for me in my life than to me in my life, if I'm being honest. Like growing up, money did a lot for me. I got my first job or my first business as a little girl. My mama used to buy me candy, way too much fucking candy, obviously. Look at this fucking mouth. And after a while of fucking going crazy on candy, I started selling candy. Because my mother had an abundance of revenue that allowed me to be able to, I'm going to be clocking in a few minutes, y'all. My mother had the type of revenue that allowed me to be able to sell things. In middle school, it was candy. In high school, it was CDs because she bought me the CD labeler. So I was out this bitch cutting Radio Shack out the equation, okay? My family helped me financially when I was in college. My sister sent me $700. Now, it did not do everything that it needed to do, but even then, I was so fucking selfish as a little girl, telling my family, y'all didn't even help me. They sent me $700. That was probably a full day's work for them, for all three of them, my mom and my two sisters, and they sent it to me while I was in college. I am learning in my life right now that I need to grow up. I've been a kid sister my whole life. And now I'm a grown woman and I have to learn how to be a grown woman. That's what this last year has been really. It's like, I can't get mad at this man for expecting me to be a partner and a grown woman. Like, bitch, get over it. But for me, like, excuse me. But for me, like, money has done a lot for me. My family has always been well off. Like, I had to realize that, like, I'm wealthy. If my mother had taken one financial literacy class, if there was one financial literacy class available in the hood, my life would be tremendously different. If somebody had taught my mother about savings and bonds, every last one of us would have had a savings and a bond. I know that because I have such an intentional mother. She just didn't know. So she just spent it because she was able to get it again. And that is what we're taught in our community, period. Now, what money has done to me, though? Money, when I started getting money, like when I started being a teacher and a dance instructor, and I was stripping on the side, and nobody knew I was stripping. So I'm making $100,000 a year for real. Teaching was already $70,000. Bombshell was $10,000 to $15,000, and then I was racking up at the club. I'm making $100,000 a year. I remember one year for my mom's birthday, I just came to her birthday party, peeled off the $1,500 for her phone and a couple $100 for the meal that they was eating at Uncle Julio's, gave her the money, took a few kisses, and went back home and laid back in my bed because I had just drove back home from Memphis. I had just finished fucking dancing. I made a couple $100 that weekend. I put that together with what I made the last few weekends because I knew my mom's birthday was coming up and gave her a band or two. I was making some good money. I feel like that money brought on leeches. I feel that watching the money that I was making, it made somebody who did have my best interest at heart realize that I could be somebody that could be used. I don't think that Larissa intended to use me. I think it was just too easy of a lick. Like, I love her, and I wish I could just have a conversation with her because I feel like it was just too easy. And it wasn't meant to be a lick. I feel like she was really trying to make it work. But I was really being a brat, and I was flipping out, and I was going crazy, and I was still feeling a lot of headaches and pain and trauma from Joe. And so I was just like, everybody trying to play me. Who trying to play me? I found myself feeling that way even here with him. Like, he'll do something, and I'll be like, what you mean by that? I ain't got no money. I'm not doing it. I'm doing it. And he like, baby, calm down. I'm sorry. And I think now he's starting to realize, like, damn, I kind of fucked her up. Because sometimes I notice that he over-explains and he over-communicates, and he's like, my bad. You know, and I don't want him to feel like he fucked me up, because he didn't. So money has done more for me than to me. What about you? Has money done more for you or to you? And if money has done more to you, what are some of those things? Without, of course, telling all your business, because I don't want to put that out there. But what are some things that you've learned? Like, one of the things that I've learned when it comes to money doing things to me is co-signing is not a small ask. And if somebody needs you to help them get credit, 9 times out of 10, that credit is probably not going to be maintained in a healthy manner. I'm kind of annoyed at myself for being mad at the situation with my friend in her car because she needed a cosigner. People who need cosigners and who have already had cars, so they're not fresh drivers, probably already messed up. And I knew that. I knew that when she asked me to cosign. My male best friend said to me, Reed, if she needs you to cosign, you do recognize that, like, she is a possibility she's not going to pay this bill because an adult who is older than you, might I add, that needs you to cosign on something probably already fucked some other stuff up. An adult who isn't related to you asking you to do this means that she's probably already fucked up some things with some family members. All of those things I was fully aware of before I walked into that situation. What I learned from it, though, is I have to have boundaries when it comes to finances, and those boundaries cannot bend for anybody. And that includes with my business, too. Like, I just recently took a custom order from a childhood friend of mine. Now, thank goodness, he should be paying me today, because he texted me yesterday. I was like, I'm getting paid tomorrow. You're going to get the first bit of my money. Thank you again for the hats, blah, 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 blah. But I finished his hats last week. I sent him the picture of the hats Friday. Now, people be having shit going on in their life, but I didn't hear from him from Friday until Monday. This whole weekend, I was spiraling. I was like, fuck, I got to put this on my Etsy. I got to figure out how to sell this. And I told myself, stop. You didn't keep your boundary. It was not a stranger that fucked over your ordering that made you start saying that if somebody give me a custom order, they got to pay me up front. It was literally one of your friends. So the next time one of your friends order, hey friend, my policy is blank, 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 blank. You need to pay me before I get started. That's the thing that money has taught me, and I want to hear that too. So, has money done more for you or to you? Because we're gonna get up out of here in 3 minutes, so I can get clocked into work. Has money done more for you or to you? And what has money taught you in your life? Those are the 2 questions that if you watch this vlog, you listen to me run my mouth about my family and my man and my life, I would love to hear you share. And I'm going to put it in the description. Please answer these 2 questions in the comments. And I will re-answer them and then wrap us up. Money has done more for me than to me. But the things money has done to me has taught me to create boundaries, to create a parameter for my finances. My number 1 parameter is I don't loan money. If you ask me for some money, I'm only giving it to you because I can afford to give it and not get it back. Now, if you give it back to me, I'm not going to tell you not to give it back to me. But in my head, I'm not expecting it back. That's the first thing. So I don't loan out something that I need to get back. Second thing is my boundaries are my boundaries. When it comes to my business, I got to start charging my friends and my family up front. My third thing when it comes to money is calm down. The shit that happened to you in the past happened to you in the past. You learn from it. You don't get to wake up every day and hold everything that you've been through in your arms and say, well, this happened, so you might do this. No, this happened. I'm aware that this can happen. I'm going to keep this in my arsenal, but I'm not going to walk out into life and treat everybody like it. Even when it comes to my partner, even not even just financially, I'm going to take that feedback for myself, even emotionally. I got to stop treating him like his worst self. I got to open back up. I'm not rushing myself because emotional pain is way different than financial pain. As y'all see, I got in the lab, got my shit together. I pointed over there because I got projects on my bed. Y'all can't see that. Whatever. I got in the lab. I got my shit together. Financial pain is a little bit easier to bounce back from than emotional pain. And emotional pain takes some time. But I'm telling myself on camera, baby girl, it's time to open up and stop letting that emotional pain keep you from having a good relationship. Money has also taught me to say what I mean and mean what I say. If the answer is no, then it's no. I don't care how sad the story is. I don't care what's going on. You know what I mean? And pay myself before anything else. My situation with Gucci, with my man, that taught me, pay yourself before anything else. Never again in my life will I take care of anything outside of somebody's actual health over my my maintenance, my nails, my eyebrows, my hair. I'm going to take care of myself, and then I'll give people whatever I have left over. Those are my big ones. Boundaries are my boundaries. Don't loan nothing I can't give. Pay myself first. What are your rules around money? And if you don't have them, create them and put them in the comments. I love y'all. I'm finna get out of here so I can get clocked into work for 7:45. But I appreciate y'all for sitting here with me. I appreciate anybody who takes time to watch my vlogs. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you. And we made it to 30 minutes. It ain't bad. Love y'all. Have a good day and a good week.